The Ministry of External Affairs today addressed major ongoing trade discussions with both US and China. It is amidst tariff row this is happening. On the US tariff issue, MEA said India is in regular talks with the US government and efforts are underway to finalize shape of bilateral trade relations at the earliest. As for China, officials clarified discussions are ongoing but on a completely different topic. Ministry emphasized that matters concerning US and China are separate and should be viewed independently. And my colleague Sumita Karir is joining with more details, and she's live here. Sumita, how do you read this particular statement?
Yes, a significant comment coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson, Mr. Randhir Jaiswal, who stated that matters concerning China and the United States should be looked at differently. And while he also stated that India and the United States are engaging for a bilateral trade agreement. Now, what was he exactly referring to? Well, the continuous back and forth that's been happening between the United States and China on trade-related matters. Remember, there's been a tit-for-tat escalation of tariffs between both the countries that has resulted in a trade war between US and China over these past few days, while a 90-day tariff reprieve has come in for other countries. But the External Affairs Ministry on how should India be viewing these negotiations and these this back and forth that's been happening between United States and China, he said that these talks should be looked at differently. Meanwhile, he also stated that continuous talks are on and India is engaged with China on several other matters so far as normalization of ties between the two countries is concerned. Remember, earlier this year, there was an in-principle agreement on resumption of flights as well, resumption of Kailash Mansarovar Yatra as well, when Vikram Misri, India's foreign secretary, visited China. Other than that, we also have to look at this with the perspective of China reaching out to other countries in its neighborhood. So whether it's Vietnam, whether it's Cambodia, whether it's India or Malaysia. In fact, the Chinese President Xi Jinping is on South Asian country tour. He has visited Cambodia, he's visited Vietnam, with which the country has signed several trade pacts in light of, the specter of Donald Trump's tariffs. And if you remember, a few days back, Chinese embassy spokesperson right here in New Delhi also exhorted the two countries to work together to avert and to oppose what it calls unilateral bullying, economic bullying by the United States.
जहां टैरिफ का मुद्दा है, टैरिफ के मुद्दे पे हमारी अमेरिकी सरकार के साथ बात हो रही है, लगातार बात हो रही है, ताकि हम लोग ये जो बायलैटरल ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं उसका जल्द उसको एक रूप दिया जाए। जहां तक आपके दूसरे पक्ष है सवाल में, जो दूसरा पक्ष है चीन की बात है, चीन के साथ हमारी बातचीत चल रही है अन्य मुद्दे पर, और ये उसको हम धीरे धीरे आगे ले जा रहे हैं। ये दोनों मुद्दे जो हैं इसको आप अलग अलग रख के देखा जाए।
Sumita, coming back to you on FM's comments, and Finance Minister today said that this kind of uncertainty is clearly not in anybody's favor, especially it can hurt investment interests. How long do you think this can go on? And clearly it is not even in America's interest, is it?
Absolutely, Sumit. It looks like it's not in America's interest because several economists have also flagged the risks of stagflation, of inflation and potential recession or softening of the US economy. In fact, that's going to be detrimental to consumers or US citizens themselves. We'll have to wait and see how much of a time does the United States takes to sort of resolve this issue with respect to tariffs, because remember, Donald Trump has been stating that he wants to make America great again, but at what cost? Because this tariff issue that's been brewing, it is only going to hurt American citizens, and that's something that people who've been supporting Donald Trump, like Bill Ackman, have spoken as well in the past few days. Remember, there's been a 90-day reprieve with respect to this tariff policy announced by Donald Trump. Several countries, at least 70 countries, is what the United States has stated, are looking at engaging with the United States. We've that there is news coming in from Japan, having a conversation with Donald Trump on striking a possible deal. There is, of course, talks of UK as well, and of course, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also engaging with Donald Trump on the issue of tariffs and perhaps striking a deal with the United States. So United States is very clear that they want to strike deals. They want to do deals that will benefit America, whilst at the same time, on the issue of China, the specter of tariffs, in fact, that has only been increased over these past few days. In fact, we are given to understand from several reports that from 145% 25% tariffs that were slapped on China. That was taken up a notch further to 245% of tariffs that were imposed on Chinese goods that were coming into the United States. And of course, after that, China has stated that they're not following these developments. United States cannot bully China. However, they are okay, and they're in principle in agreement to have a discussion with the United States for something that should benefit both the nations, and of course should benefit the larger global economy as well. But China has categorically stated that it will not bow down, it will not get bullied.
Right. Thank you, Sumita, for getting us all these details and important perspectives.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.